Started, guys. So everybody go tag one person in the chat if you can, just because I don't have my phone down here, so I can't tag or pin or anything to Telegram. Started, guys. So there we go. All right. So let's see. First off, guys, go on. If you haven't already, go to my YouTube page, if you would be so kind, and just follow or subscribe or whatever it is to my profile, just because that's where all these videos are going to be replayed at. So if you ever want to see one, they're going to be on that channel. So it's literally just Dan Romine, like just Dan Romine on YouTube. Just hit subscribe. That'd be cool. I'm really, as of right now, I don't plan on posting anything else on there. Maybe the reels and shorts or whatever that I post on Facebook and Instagram, but outside of that, I'm not going to post anything. So, but we're going to jump in. So today, guys, we're going to be, I want to run a kitchen table, or actually, you know what? We'll do a recruit or a kitchen table. So I told you all to come up with a character or whatever for role playing. So I need a volunteer who wants to be my appointment this morning. If you want to just raise your hand, that'd be great. Everybody's popping in right now. So if you've got a character that you want to role play with me this morning, so I can show you how I would run that appointment, just hit the little raise hand button. Oh, this one on there. Anybody want to? Who came up with a character that they want to role play with, guys? So let's go. Come on, someone. Anybody at all? Oh, they're killing me. Y'all are closing everything you go on. This is incredible. I'm so happy to see this.
I could make one up on the fly, but also not in the quietest spaces.
On a treadmill. No, we're not doing that. Anybody want to? Does anybody want to, or am I going to pick a volunteer? All right, Elian, I'm recruiting you this morning.
I actually really thought my mic was on mute. I don't know if you can see my lips. I said, "I got you, coach."
No, I couldn't, but that's all right. All right, so your homework for today, everybody, is to figure out, just come up with one person. Who are you? And role play with me, so that way you can get better. Okay, that's all. And that's not hard, I promise. Let me pull up my little blue page in the background. So, Elian, tell me a little bit about whoever it is that I'm meeting with.
All right, so my name is Elian. I'm gonna use my age so I don't mess my own numbers up. 26 years old. I have 3 kids. We're working on a custody battle. And let me see. I'm in the military, and yeah, that's it. I'm in the military, and I just got home from a deployment.
Are you single or married, engaged? What's your relationship status?
So engaged.
I'll have to say on Facebook. You're engaged? Okay, great.
Great.
Perfect. So engaged, in the military, 26, 2 kids, 3 kids, one's in a custody battle, the other 2 you got. So you're engaged. Awesome. So I just went through the 10 minutes of forming him. So cool, Elian. Well, I'm excited to meet with you today, man. How'd you hear about us again? I think you said it earlier, but I forgot. I'm sorry. Did you see a post on Facebook, or did someone tell you about it?
Yeah. My guy Josh. He was saying something about, hey, bro, like I know you're about to get out the military pretty soon. And he's just kind of been talking to me, here and there about it, and I just kind of been blowing it off. And now that it's about that time for me to get out, it's like, I should go find something else to go do, so.
Okay, awesome. Well, cool. We'll pretend Josh isn't on the call because I didn't know he invited you. So Josh is here. It's just me and Elian. Awesome, man. Well, cool. I'm excited to get to talk to you a little bit. How do you know Josh then? Do you guys go to school together? Was he in the military? Like, how do you know him?
A mutual friend, a guy I went to school with. I don't know how they met each other, but they were good friends as well. And he kind of got us. We were just all hanging out one day, and Josh was talking about him, exchanged numbers, and it's kind of following up with me since.
Awesome. Yeah, he must be at work or something. I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. He's doing great though. He's got a full-time job, 13,000 children. I don't know if he told you that or not, but so he's doing awesome. But I'm excited to show you a little bit about what we're doing. So Elian, before we get too far down the rabbit trail here, I just want to make sure that now's a good time for us to meet. So I have some questions for you. I'm sure you'll have some for me. Is it okay if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so the first thing, man, is on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not helpful at all, 10 being very helpful, how helpful would an extra, maybe $1,000 to $1,500 a month be for you and your family right now?
I mean, it'd be about between a 9 and a 10. Get some carton of eggs and some gas. About all the
Right, no
meat.
kidding. For real though, what's that going to do for you? Just going to kind of help out with the bills, give you a little bit of space, or
It would make a big difference being able to not have to stress about it. I mean, it's been really tight with the military. That's also why I'm like, you know what, I don't want to re-enlist. And yeah, just want to be able to get bills paid and not have to worry about if I have extra money left over. My problem is sometimes I spend a little bit more than I make. So
yeah, fair enough. We've all been there. If we're all honest, we've all been there. No worries. Cool, man. So that's number one. Number two, is there any reason you wouldn't be able to get started right away? I know you said you're in the military. This obviously you're not having to jump full time, like quit the military today or anything like that. But any reason you wouldn't be able to start with 5 to 10, maybe 15 hours a week or so right now?
no, I think I can make that happen. That's about the weekend for me. Yeah,
Okay. Awesome, man. And I know you said you're engaged. So this third question is just about making sure you're able to, make a decision. Are you the decision maker? Like, are you able to make your decision on what you're doing for income, or would you need to like run this by your fiance or like your cats or dogs or anything like that?
I'm more of the guy who likes the ask for forgiveness rather than permission. So
Fair enough. Well, perfect. Now the fourth one is about how much time are you wanting to put into this, right? So I know I just asked if there's anything in the way, but how much time are you wanting to do? So the first learning track is a referral partner. So basically you just get licensed, you send people to me, that's it. I take care of them for you, or Josh will take care of them for you. You're going to make 50% of what you're eligible for. So our average sales, $1,000, you'd make 500 off that if you did it yourself. If you send it to somebody else, you make about 250. Okay. Now you don't have to do any work for that. So it's really no extra time on your end, but you're just making extra cash. Okay. So again, not a ton of money, but you're going to make a little bit of extra money and not have to do anything additional. So no real extra time. Okay. So that's number one. Number two would be part-time. So part-time, Ellie, and we're going to have you hop on, a few training calls a week just to learn what we do. And then you're going to get field trained by Josh or myself or both. We'll help you out, learn everything about the business. About 5 to 15 hours a week, 90 days into this thing, you'll understand everything. You'll know what to do not everything, not all the investments, but you'll understand mostly everything. You'll be able to run your own business, work your own hours, do all that fun stuff. I mean, you can expect to be making anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000 a month after you get licensed, which should only take you the first couple of weeks. Does that make sense? The part-time one?
yeah. So is weekends okay for me to work then? Because that'd be like
Yeah.
my time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can work more or less whenever you want to. I mean, if you're working at 1 a.m., probably not going to be the most efficient time, but yeah, you can work whenever you want. So perfect. So that's the referral partner part-time. And the last one, Ellie, and I know you said you're looking at maybe transitioning out of the military eventually. So this would be a full-time position eventually. No, I wouldn't suggest like quitting your job and starting full-time, but you'd start working with the intention of becoming full-time, a regional vice president, opening up your own office, having a team, all that kind of stuff, like running your own real business. Now with that, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit differently. I'm going to train you a little bit differently. I'll push you, maybe tell you some stuff you don't want to hear sometimes, but that's my job. My job is to help you make money and get full-time quickly. And so with those 3 learning tracks, the referral partner, you'll make a couple $100 a month. The part-time one, it's like 1,000 to 3,000. And then the full-time one, you're looking at 3,000 a month. Which of those 3 sounds like it would be best for you?
Probably that part-time for now.
Part-time? Okay, perfect. Guys, literally everyone says part-time. I very rarely have anybody say either of the other ones. Perfect. So part-time. Awesome. And the last thing, Elian, so we are going to provide a bunch of federal and state licenses for you. So you're going to get anywhere between, $3,000 and $6,000 worth of financial licensing when it comes to life insurance, your investment licenses, your mortgage license, stuff like that. So Elliot, do you have any issues? I'm going to guess not because you're in the military, but would you have any issues passing a background check, criminal or financial? So any felonies or anything like that, bankruptcies, anything along those lines?
No, sir.
All right, perfect. And then you're gonna have to do a one-time refundable licensing deposit. It's $124. Again, that's gonna cover all of the licenses, about $4,000 to $5,000 worth of licenses for you. But that one-time refundable licensing deposit essentially funds your background check. You get it back after you're done with your licensing. Elian, with that $124, would that be an issue for you today?
No, how do I have to pay? Check, card, bank account?
Yeah, card, banking info, whatever. It doesn't matter either way. I mean, basically, it's do you want to just pay for it or do you want to set up direct deposit today? Either way is fine. We'll walk through that in a minute. So cool, man.
Yeah,
Well, I'm going to share my screen. What's that?
I was saying that no, that wouldn't be an issue.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm going to share my screen, give you a little bit of information, just a little bit about the company, what we do, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm working with a company called Primerica. Elian, have you ever heard of Primerica before?
From Josh, but otherwise, no.
Just from Josh. Okay, perfect. So if I were to say to you, like a good neighbor, Elian, what would you say back?
State Farm is there.
State Farm is there, right? So the reason I always ask that question is because you've been brainwashed, just like everybody else, right? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, right? Who's the little green lizard that runs around the screen, saves you 15% or more by switching to where? What's that? Geico, right? And then you got the General and all these other guys, Liberty Mutual, the little emu running around with the Statue of Liberty, all kinds of stuff like that, right? And the reason I bring those up is because, Elian, you just know all these names of other insurance companies, but you've never heard of us. We're actually the largest independent financial services marketing organization in North America. So what that means, man, is we just don't go spend billions of dollars a year on marketing. Right, State Farm, Allstate, Geico, these guys have, hundreds of millions, if not billion-dollar marketing budgets where they're going to put a ton of ads in front of you so you know their name. We're just going to keep doing what we do, and we're going to teach people about what we do with a word-of-mouth, like referral-based marketing business. Because what it does, Elian, if we're not spending $1 billion a year, so you know who we are, what do you think that's going to do to the cost of the products and services that we have to offer?
Make them a little more affordable.
Yeah, exactly, man. So if we had to choose between jacking up the prices so we could run a bunch of commercials or saving you money and at the end of the day on your financial products that you need to have, we're going to save you money. Okay. So we're also listed on the stock market, Elian. So like we could look it up if you want me to, but basically, man, if you go to Google and you search Primerica stock, we're sitting at like 165-ish a share right now. And if you look at like Allstate, Geico, Progressive, all these guys, they're lower than us typically by about 50%. And the reason I bring that up is just because, again, a lot of people have never heard of us, but we've been around for 47 years. We've been publicly traded for almost 14 years now. And so we're just a giant multi-billion-dollar insurance and investment company that's no one's ever heard of, right? So we're approximately 2.7 million client investment accounts with about 350 billion. That's with a B assets under management currently. We have 5.7 million lives insured through our company with about $1 trillion of life insurance in force right now. Forbes magazine has featured us in a ton of articles over the last couple of years. The first one, the one that you see on your screen, with one of America's best insurance companies in 2022. We're a top 25 place for diversity. We're a top 25 place for women to work. We just have a ton of accolades that Forbes has given us. We're also a #1 most trusted life insurance company and a #3 most trusted financial services company, according to Investors Business Daily. So, Elian, I don't know if you ever heard of like Wells Fargo Bank or PNC or JP Morgan Stanley or anything like that. All those companies are on that list, and we're #3. Not one of the banks that you know, none of the investment companies that you know beat us. The only company you'd probably know is USAA, which is like a home and auto insurance company primarily. They do a little bit of life insurance, but they're primarily home and auto. And so, the reason I bring that up, man, is just because, what we do is always right for families. Right now, our mission is to help families earn more income, become properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent. So, Elian, there's really two main goals that we have here. The earning income side, and then also the helping with like financial stability, all that kind of stuff. So, Elian, of the mission statement, earning more income, becoming properly protected, debt-free, and financially independent, do any of those sound interesting to you, or do any of those sound like something you might need?
Yeah, that properly protected. What is, I mean, I got a few guns, so I mean,
Hey, so you got good protection, but if something crazy happened, you couldn't respond, right? We might not have the right type of protection. So basically, I'll kind of walk you through this real quick. So earning more income, that's obviously why we're here today, right? Josh was talking to you about an opportunity to work from home. That's what we're here for. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But with proper protection is life insurance, because a lot of people, Ellie, and they think they have the right type of life insurance, but they really have like a cash value, or they have whole life, or index universal life insurance, or they've got like group life insurance, or VGLI or SGLI, something like that. And they think it's going to actually protect them and cover them, when in reality, if you look at what it says inside of it, it really doesn't. Or they're paying astronomical amounts to what they should be paying. The second part of that, though, is we help people get debt free. So we help them get out of debt, pay off their credit cards, their car loan, their mortgages, stuff like that a little bit quicker. And the last thing is we help them become financially independent. We teach them how to invest so they can retire early. So that's really what we're doing. We could talk about some of that stuff a little bit later. But ultimately, the reason we're here today is because you wanted to earn more income. Is that correct?
correct.
Awesome. So I'll just kind of walk you through how we do that, right? So we educate people on how money works. Ellie, when was the last time somebody sat down with you and talked to you about how your insurance works, how your mortgage works, how your investments work, and everything like that all at the same time?
I don't think they really talked about how it worked. They just set it up for me when I joined the military. Like, hey, this is, you want to do this? Okay. You want to do this? Okay. This one or this one. And that's just kind of how it comes with no explanation. So,
Yeah. So what we do, man, is we sit down with our clients and we help them with everything in their finances. So we help them with their insurance, we help them with their investments, we can help them make sure their mortgage is in the best situation. And basically, man, we're just walking people through making good financial decisions. And we're using like how money works concepts, right? We teach them about investments and interest rates and life insurance and different like theory of decreasing responsibility and things like that. Because ultimately, man, we want our clients making informed decisions. I don't want to be the one that's making all your decisions. I want to be the roadmap that shows you how to get there. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you got to decide if you're going to turn on the road or not, right? Because if I were to give you my address and say, hey, come on down, visit, we're in Florida, you're in Michigan, right? So I know it's terrible and cold up there. It's also cold down here right now, by the way. It's 42 degrees. It's horrible. But if you were to come down to Michigan for the first time, or to Florida, excuse me, and you're going to come to my house, man, what would you do with my address to get here to make sure you got here safely?
put it in the GPS or call you to
Put it
get
into a GPS, right? You're not just going to aimlessly drive until you somehow magically ended up in my driveway in Tampa, correct?
right.
Yeah, so that's what we do for our clients. We give them a financial needs analysis. It's basically a GPS for their money, right? And so when we do that, what we're doing is giving them direction to get to where they're trying to go, right? Ellie, and so outside of yourself, who currently handles your financial planning?
I mean, my fiance, she helps with that. She like keeps track of my receipts and stuff for me, but that's about it.
Okay. So basically, dude, like you would agree that having a plan is better than not having a plan, correct?
I do.
And so outside of you and your fiance, there's no one planning, no one helping you with that plan?
No, sir.
All right. Perfect. So what I want to do is I'd love to get back together with you and show you this financial needs analysis, right? With your numbers. So you can see, hey, this is when I'm going to be able to retire. I have the right type of life insurance or I don't. I have the right income coming in or I don't. We can kind of just lay everything out for you so you can see it and you can learn, make sure you're in the right position. When would be good for you guys to get back together? Is typically like this time of day usually good? Do you want to plan for like a week from now? Or would there be a better day, weekends or weekdays that would work for you?
So typically around lunchtime, we make that our time to have lunch together, especially since we both work throughout the day.
Okay.
So about 11:30 is when we meet with each other. So if that's fine, if we're eating lunch while we meet, we have about an hour.
Yeah, perfect. So let's just do next Tuesday. So same day, but just we'll do it at 11:30 instead of 9, okay, or 8 or whatever.
Yep.
Perfect. So I just need you guys to have all your insurance documents, your debt documents, so mortgage, car note, that type of stuff, and then your interest rates on your investments as well as if there's any statements you can have. And what we'll do is we'll fill out like a 10-minute survey and we'll give you all the information that you need. And you guys will either know that you're in a great spot or you'll know that you're now starting to work on getting in a great spot. One way or another, it's a win-win for you. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome, man. Go take that up to mom and put that pull up on. So Cool. Well, do you have any other questions for me at all, Elian?
So Josh was telling me something about it. You do have to recruit. So I am interested in getting a license. You know, that sounds actually really nice. But it's the recruiting thing. You said something about recruiting people. How does that work? How do I go about? Obviously, you just showed me a little bit, but how do I do basically what I'm just doing?
Yeah, so I guess like ultimately at the end of the day, man, it just really depends. Like first and foremost, we got to get you plugged into licensing because we ain't gonna be able to do nothing without a license, without you getting plugged in, right?
Okay.
After that, if you want to recruit, you can. If you don't need to. I just tell everybody, like, if you ever, like, when was the last time you went into a business, not a self-employed small business, but like a business, right? Like a Walmart, Home Depot, something like that, and there was only one person working. Have you ever had that happen before?
I mean, when they're all in the back, it seems like only one person is working.
Right, but there's always a bunch of people there, right? So really, the reason that we recruit, honestly, is because we're building a business, right? So we're going to teach you how to build a business. My job is to help open offices across the country to people that want it, right? To people that are committed to it. And at the end of the day, Elian, we don't have these giant franchise fees or anything like that all these other companies are going to have. What we have is we have a system that you have to follow and production requirements and licensing requirements that you need. If you get licensed and you hit the production numbers, you can get promoted. That's it. There's no secrets. That's how it works. And I'll walk you through all that stuff and we can talk through the recruiting and stuff like that a little bit more on your orientation. Is that fair?
That's fair. I have one more question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Licensing, like, am I only able to do business in my state or can I do business all around the country with my license?
Yeah, you can do it. So it's a good question. Let me back up real quick. I almost like jumped to the wrong answer and said the wrong thing without giving you the details. So you, with your initial license, it's only in your state. So whatever state, what state are you in? Do you live in Michigan, you said?
Yes.
Perfect. So we'll get you licensed in the state of Michigan. Okay. And then you can apply for non-resident licenses. Each individual state has their own Department of Insurance and Finances, and they check your social and your background check and all that kind of stuff just to make sure that they want you doing business in their state. So as long as you don't have anything going on, most states are pretty easy. Like pretty much every state except for Kentucky takes a couple of days. Kentucky, for whatever reason, takes an eternity. So yeah, we can get you plugged into everything, man. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen. I want you to go and download Telegram and Primerica app, the Primerica app really quick on your phone, and we'll get you plugged into everything, okay?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Cool, guys. Any questions on that?
Nah, pretty clean cut.
All right, guys. Questions? Ask your questions because that's where you learn. If not, I'm just listening to me and not paying attention, right? You learn on your specific question, like how do I do this? That's where you learn. So what questions do y'all have?
I don't have a question, but I am glad you put this other part in there. The how much time are you willing to put in for was that question 5 or 4, whatever? Because I don't say that part in there before. No, that's 3. Because 4 before you go into breaking down each track. How much time are you willing to put in? And then you're going into the tracks. So that way they kind of already have a mindset of, okay, well, I already have this amount of time to use. And then when we start saying time frames, I feel like it helped me click like, oh, that one's perfect for the time I just told him already. So thank you for using that. And that 350 billion, I thought it was a little lower than that, but that's a lot of
what?
The $350 billion assets under management. So wow, that's I thought we were a little lower than that.
I mean, it might be like 330, but it's a lot.
That's still more than what I thought.
Right. All right, guys. Any other questions?
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to say thank you for doing these because I think that I just need to get more appointments to keep their appointments and get on there and practice more so than having questions right this minute. But
Yeah,
I do think that this is incredibly helpful.
Awesome. What I would do if I were you guys is I would find somebody in the group chat, or if you guys like pop open your chat box, your participants right now and look and see who's on the call, and then pick a partner or 2 or 3 or 4 and get together once a day. And that only took 15, 16 minutes. And then I answered a couple of his questions, right? So get with somebody and make a standing appointment for a week of getting on at 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. or whatever time works for you, and run the presentation back and forth and practice. Like, if you're like, I don't want to mess it up for a client, great, don't do it now with someone else, right? And learn it and fail. And like, I don't care if I even messed up a few times in there with Elliot, because I get nervous doing it in front of all you people. Like, I don't know, I don't want to do it wrong, but I still miss stuff. But you never, probably most of you didn't even catch where I messed up. I bet none of you actually probably caught where I messed up on that.
Nope, not at all.
Because
No,
I
it's
know
not.
it like the back of my hand, right? Like I know it's so clean that I can get right back to where I was supposed to be and you wouldn't even know, right? But the only reason for that is because I've run that stupid appointment 3,000 times over the last 2 years, right? That's the only way that's the only reason, guys. And I'm not saying that to like beat you up. I just need you guys to know, like, the only way you're going to get good at it is by practicing it. It's not by looking at it, right? You can be on here every morning and watch me do it, and you're going to have practiced it the same amount of times as if you didn't get on this at all. And so you're probably going to be in a similar spot, just with less repetition, right? So I really want to challenge you guys. Get with somebody on this. Maybe it's your trainer. Maybe it's your person that recruited you. I don't really care who it is, but get on a Zoom call with them and practice this. And then take a screenshot of your Zoom or a selfie on your Zoom and post it in the team chat and just say, hey, you know, me and so are on being coachable, like practicing the script right now with each other. Because I promise you guys, like, once you do it 2 or 3 times, you're going to realize it's literally the exact same presentation every time. Right? And all you need to do is just get good at navigating it and you'll be fine. You'll be good to go. I promise you guys. All right. So I'll let you guys get out of here, guys. We have team training tonight at 7 o'clock. There's 16 people on right now. Everyone should have at least one other person on the call tonight. There should be 32 at least on the Zoom call tonight. Guys, I have a goal of 100 people on trainings by the end of June. 100 redemption teammates on training by the end of June. I mean, not Zoom. By the end of June, by the end of this Zoom, we need 100 people. No, by the end of June, we're gonna have 100 people on trainings, guys. How many of those are gonna be on your team? That's the real question, guys. Critical mass, just so you know, is 25. That's when you got enough people coming that it's gonna keep growing. Like, now, I'm not gonna say with or without you, because you need to keep doing it. But 25 people showing up on meetings, on trainings consistently with your team, it's going to continue to grow. Yes, you can invite potential people, Shelly. There is a Zoom op meeting tonight. There's also an in-person op meeting in Tampa. So at the same time, there's a lot going on Tuesday. Basically, everything is on Tuesdays. It's fast start. There's op meetings, both live and on Zoom. So definitely invite people tonight if you can. But guys, there's a Lansing training, there's a Tampa training, and a Zoom training. So if you're in person in Lansing, try to go there. And then otherwise, guys, get to the office, get online for Zoom. Share the link, but not Telegram. I don't know what you mean by that, Shelly. It's rvptrainingcenter.com is the website, and it's the Tuesday Night Live. That's the training we're using for tonight, for everyone. They all go on there. Everybody goes in that same thing. So guys, we should have at least 32 people on training tonight. Commit to yourself to get a few people on, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. See you. Hey, post in the Telegram. Post in the Telegram. How many appointments are you setting today? How many appointments? We need to set 50 as a team. We got to get to that number. That's the magic number where it starts happening. I promise. 50 appointments on